2018 Chevrolet Traverse Car Review. Chevrolet makes exactly two unassailable products. One may be the Corvette, plus the other could be the Suburban. While we might prefer more new vehicles to make use of the former being a template, we are able to begrudgingly accept the latter being a North Star for the completely redesigned Traverse. And exactly what a redesign this can be, taking last year's outdated minivan surrogate from back-off-the-pack anonymity to best-in-class contention in every area. The good points of 2018 Chevrolet Traverse: powerful V6 engine, smooth transmission, nicely outfitted cabin. The bad points of 2018 Chevrolet Traverse: can get expensive, torque steer in FWD models, a taste of bourbon. The makeover depends on a literal makeover. General Motors designers clearly took inspiration through the company's body-on-frame SUVs inside the design from the Traverse. From its long wheelbase to its thick pillar, the modern thorough midsize ute resembles a downsized Suburban. It is an unabashedly masculine, truckish look, designed to address what GM marketers say was the previous Traverse's biggest turn-off to buyers: its soft styling. Like its larger-than-life brother, the newest Traverse outdimensions its competitors. Its wheelbase stretches an astounding 120.9 inches, roughly 8 inches more than its platform mate, the GMC Acadia, along with the class stalwart Ford Explorer. At 204.3 inches altogether length, the Traverse has 10.7 inches for the Acadia. Also, it even exceeds by 5.0 inches the beefy Volkswagen Atlas, the fundamental boy that finished because the runner-up inside our most recent thorough comparison test. With a great deal of that length focused on its cargo hold, the Traverse boasts 23 cubic feet of storage behind its third row and 58 cubic feet behind the other row, together with the third row stowed. That's 2 cubes, a lot more than the VW within measures, giving the Chevy best-in-class cargo capacity. You might imagine that this type of titanic crossover would also drive being a Suburban. But you can be wrong, because Chevy's engineers did a masterful job in suspension and steering tuning. The old Traverse didn't seem like the 2.5-ton elephant it absolutely was, plus the new one drives better still. An electrically assisted power steering system, like the one used about the Camaro rack-mounted, that has a belt drive, demands a light touch but rewards the driving force with consistent and appropriate feedback. The new Traverse uses struts within the front as well as a multi-link suspension inside the rear, a mix that absorbs harsh impacts without jostling occupants and delivers a plush ride. Driving dynamics are helped in what Chevy is touting being the 350-pound weight reduction that brings the bed's base Traverse into about 4,400 pounds. We expect, as we get a higher optioned model on our scales, like the top-of-the-line high country trim that any of us drove just for this story, we'll visit a number a lot more 4,750 pounds. Even so, having a 3.6-liter V6 making 310 horsepower, the Traverse can have one in the better power-to-weight ratios among thorough crossovers. While the Traverse V6 shares a displacement along with a horsepower together with the V6 inside GMC Acadia, this variant won't have cylinder deactivation and makes 266 lb-ft of torque, 5 less than from the GMC. Better when compared to a measly 5 lb-ft of torque, however, is the Chevy has 3 extra gears. The Traverse runs on the 9-speed automatic transmission, which provides its powertrain a degree of refinement befitting Cadillac, don't worry GMC. Shifts are almost imperceptible, although aggressive driving will often cause a little bit of jerkiness on multi-gear downshifts. The new transmission helps the V6 Traverse grab 3 miles per gallon in their EPA combined S, which climbed to 21 for that front drive version and 20 with all-wheel drive. Come to High Country. Inside the Traverse, comparisons which has a Cadillac are appropriate, especially in the event you climb the pricing ladder all the way for the High Country model, which can be arguably GM Design's most fully realized interior. Its metallic trim pieces are classy, along with the leather carries a high-quality look. Although the overall Traverse interior adheres to your layered design that pervades GM products, the restraint that this sometimes busy strategy may be executed the following is evident. Less expensive Traverses are fitted together with the expected cloth and vinyl upholstery plus much more plastic trim, yet even those commodity-grade materials are nicely deployed. Seating in most 3 rows is comfortable, or even plush, along with the seats fold in a truly flat-load floor. Rear seat access is very useful, especially entering in the passenger side, which incorporates a middle row seat that slides and tips forward. Legroom is plentiful, and also the third row could even be adult-friendly if your second row is moved forward, but passengers within the way back provide an uncomfortable absence of a side view due to your thick pillar. Chevy probably figures those plugged into their electronics will never even notice, so that it aids and abets the screen time generation having a standard couple of USB ports in each row. Conspicuously absent because of this family-oriented hauler is any rear seat entertainment system, a tacit admission that the days of auto producers making big profits on electronics have ended. In the same vein, Chevy's infotainment system has barely evolved inside past number of years, except for your only way that matters. It supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, now available for that first time inside Traverse. The Traverse can be purchased with seating for 7 or 8, with one caveat. The second row bench seat is accessible only with cloth upholstery. In the event you want leather, you are getting captain's chairs, which means that in the event you want 8 seats, you are limited by lower trim levels. All-wheel drive is optional, but not for the $30,875 base model, which comes simply with front-wheel drive. The least expensive AWD model may be the LS at $34,995. And should you want to take selling point of the Traverse's 5,000-pound tow, you'll ought to step up for the LT trim, which starts at $35,495 for any front driver, not including $650 for that trailering package. Prices escalate sharply from that point, with leather-equipped models topping $40,000, and that is also where advanced safety equipment opens up. A well-optioned Premier starts at $45,395 plus the all-in High Country trim rings the bell at $52,995, which will have made the top-spec Traverse the priciest vehicle in your most recent thorough crossover comparison test. Chevy is likewise throwing a curveball into its Traverse lineup later this fall if it introduces the RS, a purportedly sporty model powered using a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline-4 and also the same 9-speed automatic but not using a special suspension tune. Available only like a front driver and priced somewhere north with the LT, the RS looks like the result of someone at GM calling an audible late in application. Regardless, the Traverse we now have driven is good enough that people are happy to give Chevrolet the benefit in the doubt.